Hi, I'm Suzanne Arns, your evidential psychic medium. I'd like to share with you one of the most common questions I get asked from my clients I give readings to, and that is, why doesn't my loved one ever leave me a sign? I'm always asking or praying to them, but yet they never seem to reach out to me. So I'd like to tell you about a couple of really special stories to prove to you that your loved ones are around and they do try to get your attention. Sometimes you might be at home or walking downtown in the town you work in or live in, and you might get a waft of smell like cigarette smoke out of the blue, and you look around and there's no one around you smoking, and it smells like the Shisha Sweet cigars your dad used to smoke. Well, that's probably a good indicator that it was your dad and he wanted you to know that he was with you. Or it could be that you're driving in the car and all of a sudden this wave of perfume comes over you and you recognize it as being the fragrance your mother used to wear when she was alive. That would be a really good indication that she's around. Or a song you and your spouse, say your husband passed away and this was your song, this was your favorite song, and it would come on the radio basically every single time you got in the car. That could be a very good indicator that they're trying to get your attention and let you know they're thinking of you and that they're still around. But I'd also like to share two other really special stories. I have many, but let's just do two for now. I was given a gala reading and I brought forward her son. He died around age 27, 28. And the reading was beautiful. He shared so many wonderful things with her and so many great validations. And as we were signing off, I just telepathically thanked him for coming, and I let him know, your mom really, really misses you. If you could kind of give her a sign more often and come around, I'm sure it would mean a lot to her. And that's when he said, I'm always with my mama. I said, okay. And then he showed me this little brown bird. And he says, I'm always around her. I'm the bird. And he showed me that he would sit on like a railing, like a porch railing out front of the house, and then that he would sit on a tree branch, like an indigenous tree, one that's got a lot of leaves, not an evergreen, but a leafy type tree, and he could look into the house. So I told my client, hey, I just told your son this, and this is what he said. He says, I'm always with my mama. Did he call you mama? And she goes, yeah, both he and my daughter called me mama. I said, okay. He also said that he's now manifesting himself as a brown bird, or he's sharing his energy with this little brown bird. It's about this big. It's a real cute little bird. And she goes, what? She goes, we moved from the city out to the country about a year ago. And shortly thereafter, every morning I'd go out on the porch to have a cup of coffee. And this little brown bird would sit down next to me on the railing and just start singing. She goes, it was so tame, I assumed it was someone's pet bird that got loose, but it would come and go all the time. And I said, that's actually your son. I said, but he also showed me that he sits on a leafy tree branch and he can look into your house and he watches you. And that's when she really got teary and got torn up. She says, oh my God, I always see the bird sitting on a branch looking into the house. I'd like to talk about one more other quick story. I was given a gala reading. We brought through her brother that had died several years earlier. And she said, hey, ask him if he came to visit me when I was out visiting our folks. I was with them and something happened and I feel like that might have been my brother. Can you ask him? I said, sure. And he showed me that he had turned himself into a hawk and he had flown really low right over them. He either turned into a hawk or he shared his energy with a hawk. And so I told her this and she goes, oh my God, that's exactly what happened. We were standing outside and this big hawk came and it flew right over us. And she said, I got the overwhelming sense that it was my brother. And so it was wonderful validation that he was able to confirm that. So just so you know, you're never alone. And if you want a particular family member or loved one to come and hang out with you, just ask them. And ask them for a sign. And then go quiet and see what you might get. Don't dismiss anything as coincidence, especially when you're asking for it. For more information about myself and my services, check me out at Crystal Peak Medium. It's my handle on all social media, and it's also my website domain. Thank you so much for listening.